what year was it when you medaled best whip and then you went out and partied all night with everyone and then got second in quarter pipe on a jump you've never hit in your life before? I love this dude.
Sounds like a mini Twitch.
I had to call him on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of people don't understand, like, yeah, like we're professional when it comes down to it, but we like to fuck around and have fun with our friends and like go party and do stuff. And I thought it was rad. I seen him in the morning. He shows up late as hell for practice. I'm like, you just wake up. He goes, I ain't even been to bed. He's like, I partied all night. No, I couldn't go to sleep. He's like, we're going into it. And he never hit the quarter pipe before. Goes out and get a silver medal.
You can't fix stupid.
No, you can't. We've tried several times, but you can't fix it.
That was 2017. That was my first X Games. So
first X Games.
I
hyped wins a medal parties all night.
Your first X Games.
Yeah. So getting like, I never I wasn't the guy to be emailing X Games all the time to try to get in because I was a kid good at whipping or whatever. I wanted to earn my spot. So X Games had a qualifier at Monster Cup one year, and I earned my spot into X Games, and I qualified to be there. So my thing was whip, right? And the first year I went, 2017, for whip, I medaled that first night in whip. And quarter pipe, it was the first year that they brought quarter pipe to X Games, and they didn't have enough athletes to compete in it. So they asked me if I wanted to, and I had never really hit one, so I was just I'm focusing on whip, right? And then I accomplished a goal of mine of an 8-year-old kid. I would tell myself I'm high as a kite, and maybe I am, but I would tell myself as high as a kite if I would be competing for X Games medals, right? Growing up in the action sports world and culture, and Salema Maskela is my childhood voice.
Everyone knows who that kid is, or knows who he is.
Yeah, the legend. But I would have never thought that I would be competing for this. So that first night whip, I got my first medal. I was obviously just so hyped and partied a little too hard and stayed up late and then had early practice for quarter pipe the next day. And
almost missed it. Comes running in the arena.
Well, the practice was 2.5 hours and I showed up an hour late. But I needed that extra hour
of sleep, of rest.
X Games get mad?
Of a nap. No, not at all. You have 2.5 hours, so when you show up, you show up.
If you miss it, it's on you.
And I don't think
good for you.
I don't think X Games really the boys knew that I was kind of out and going hard.
Who'd you go out with all night?
Fuck, I can't remember honestly.
A lot of people.
Honestly,
everyone goes out at X Games.
It's X Games and all these action sports cultures together.
Yeah.
And
a bunch of people that you wouldn't think going out are out.
And
together.
Yeah. And that's the best part of it.
I think all these other cultures, really cool, skate cultures and BMX and we're all the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We like to have fun. So I went out and had fun. But that next morning, I was it was almost kind of good because I was just still hungover, hanging on to the point to not associate the fear of that first jump. And I got that first jump out of the way and kind of roasted the thing.
Yeah.
And I was okay, got about 30 minutes and hit it, probably 20 times in the 30 minutes. I was
I'm
okay,
dude, you're boosting this thing right now.
I feel good. I feel ready. And this was the first year going into X Games quarter pipe, the first year of the quarter pipe competition. So that night it was on and I literally had the highest jump until Colby went last and he went after me in that first year and Colby got me by 4 inches on the last jump.
Barely.
And stole the gold from me, but that's okay. I walked away from my first X Games with 2 medals and it's been quite the ride since of the quarter pipe competition now is the most fucked up thing in the world
it's the raddest thing to watch, but the scariest thing to watch when all my friends are doing it. I'm oh.
And it's a pissing contest. Who can turn their brain off and twist it the hardest and
who
go
can
the
be
highest.
the dumbest right now and land it.
And it's fucking scary, but that's where all this adversity and preparation and investing into myself and having these coaches I have to lock it in and I have to take this shit seriously because it's no joke. Right?
Have you medaled every year you've done X Games?
Yeah.
Wow.
Every year?
So 18 I medaled in quarter and I got 4th in whip, and then every other X Games I've medaled in both of them.
Yeah, that's dope.
So I've had, I think last year was my 7th X Games, including from 2017 to 24. Obviously, 2020 was canceled because of COVID. Of summer X Games, and then I went to X Games Japan, and then X Games Norway. But yeah, in 7 X Games, I have 13 medals.
That's a good record to have right there.
Only 2 golds. I'm trying to make the next 2 gold, like your fucking chain.
I like that.